Good evening, Stafford High School families. This is Mr. Hicks, your principal, coming to you this evening with information about our sports, along with our athletic director, Chris Dodd. This evening, we're going to talk about a few things that are very important with our fall sports. They're underway now. They were postponed, obviously, and they recently started a few weeks back with practicing. Now we're getting ready to go into the seasons. And some very important information that we're going to share with you tonight is the ticketing process and also with spectators. So it's very important that we get that information out. Governor Northam came out recently with some information, and as a school system, we have to follow that guidelines for what is going on in our state right now. So at this point, we are limited with the number of spectators. However, as we move throughout the season, depending on what's going on, that could increase. The number of spectators could increase or possibly decrease. So we just wanted to come to you this evening with some information to help you better understand our expectations, and also to help guide you in understanding what to do when our season or games approach. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to present we have a slideshow for you this evening to refer to. I'm going to present that. Mr. Dodd, can you see that on your screen?
Yes, sir, Mr. Hicks.
Okay, let me just make sure we have it ready to go. All right, Mr. Dodd, you are good to go.
Thank you again, Mr. Hicks. I appreciate it. Good evening, Stafford. It's great to see you all here again this evening. I'm just going to give you some information about our spectators. Each athlete will now be allowed to have 2 spectators for each athletic event. Tickets can be purchased through our online platform, GoFan. Each family will need to create an account on the GoFan website, and your head coach will give you a specific link to access Stafford High School's GoFan account. A new link is generated for every home and away game. The link will be provided by your coach to access the Stafford High School tickets. Each ticket will be cost $6 plus a $1 convenience fee. That fee is per ticket. No in-person tickets will be sold at our events this year, and these tickets must be purchased prior to the event. When you purchase your ticket, that will be an e-ticket, and you can share that ticket with your phone when you come to the gate. We do have some expectations and guidelines that we have to follow this year for our home events. So these are our guidelines and expectations. Masks must be worn properly at all events, both whether they're inside or outside. Our restrooms will be only available for 2 people at a time. Spectators will be asked to sit on pre-marked bleachers that maintain the 6-foot social distance guidelines between other athletic ticket holders. Spectators are asked not to stand along the fence line or perimeter of the playing fields. Again, this is something that we're asking parents to do as well, so please be seated in our bleachers. And at this time, we will not have any type of concessions sold at our athletic events.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Dodd. All right, just to wrap up from what Mr. Dodd just went over, a few things that may come up. And again, your coaches will be sending out this information to you, as well as I will get this information out to the community as well as quickly as possible. But a few things as we discuss this, and all of our athletic directors are doing the best they can with information that's coming out. They have really worked hard to meet and discuss this and to do the best they can, because information is always changing. So I appreciate all their efforts, especially Mr. Dodd's in this. So a few things I'm going to ask Mr. Dodd tonight that maybe some of your basic questions that you may have, and hopefully this will answer some of your questions, is Mr. Dodd, can you talk really quick about the difference between outside and indoor sports, for example, football versus volleyball?
Yes, sir. So at this time, our outside events are still limited by the governor's guidelines, and our inside events are limited as well. For our inside events, our numbers will actually be a little bit different and smaller, and that information will be coming out soon. When we have more information about our inside events, because we don't have any inside events coming up until early March, so that information will be coming out very soon.
Okay. And also another question that many folks may have, Mr. Dodd, is obviously our priority is to first get parents to watch their children play, families to watch your children play. And obviously our number one priority is starting with seniors down, and to give everybody an opportunity. Um, but depending on the number of fans, as the season continues, um, if you're unable to attend a game, do we have recording devices available like we did, for example, basketball, where folks can watch?
Yes, sir, we do, Mr. Hicks. That system is our NHFS system, streaming system, and that service is provided by the NHFS. That is a cost as well. That is a $10.99 fee cost per month for those events, and we have cameras both inside, and now we have our cameras outside for our athletic events outside at our football stadium.
Okay. And the other thing, and I want to just interject here, is we do have several sports where you may see you have uh, your children may be varsity and JV. If they are participating fully in JV, you'll have that opportunity to obviously to go watch the JV football game or JV volleyball game if they're fully participating on that roster. If they come up in dress, but maybe they do not participate, obviously our objective is to get those families that are just varsity in there to watch that particular sport. Does that make sense, Mr. Dodd?
Yes, sir. We will still have the same ticketing process for our JV teams as well. Again, each JV athlete will be presented a code from their coach, and their families can purchase 2 tickets per athlete.
Yeah.
So, for example, if I have my son, I am able to purchase 2 tickets only for myself and one other family member.
Okay. And then finally, folks, as Mr. Dodd talked about a little earlier, with some things that we have to make sure we put in practice, and one is the mask wearing. As you will, if this takes place, obviously, which it will, and you enter the stadium, you will notice that everybody will have masks on. And that is something that we, as administrators that are at all the games, making sure that things are going smoothly, you'll see us with masks on. So we'll ask that you wear a mask. It's a school board policy that our school board put in place that on school grounds, folks are wearing masks. They're above the nose and mouth during an activity. So we will do our best. You'll see all the administrators at the bigger activities, and you'll see several administrators at the smaller activities. But we'll all be there to support you and your child. Finally, I want to say again. I know with any situation, you're going to have questions, and we will do our best to answer those as quickly as possible. Your coaches will support that. They may not know all the answers, but Mr. Dodd is readily always available. We'll answer your email within a business day. His email is on the Stafford website, and you can contact him there. Our administration team works together, but I really appreciate Mr. Dodd's the best efforts in this. This has never happened before, obviously, and everybody knows this. I'm speaking to, and he's done a lot of work with the technology, done a lot of work with the coaches, the mitigation strategies, and trying to figure out how we can best get our students back participate not only in sports but all activities. So I appreciate his effort on that, and we really look forward to the opportunity for our kids to participate in something this year. Unfortunately, just like a lot of things this year, a lot of things have been out of our control, but we're really doing the best we possibly can. So I really appreciate your patience and your understanding. And if we did not answer all your questions, we will do our best to do that. But other than that, Mr. Dodd and I want to thank you for your time this evening. And we're looking forward to watching your children be successful, not only in athletics and in activities, but academics and in life. So again, thank you so much for your time, and take care.
Thank you all.